Well, hello, it is I, and I'm alive. If you can. Yeah, let's go with alive. So, I have a story to share, and it's kind of a lot to process. It was for me. So, brace yourself, because it's basically about horrible and cruel people, and maybe there's a moral to the story or something. We'll see at the end. So basically, I forgot to wax my bloody eyebrows, and wow, I'm really on camera with that. Doesn't matter, we're just going to pull these up. See? They look perfect now. Whatever. Anyway, story time. It's shocking how people can be cruel and horrible to other people. I know, never seen before. First time ever in history somebody has been cruel to somebody else. Groundbreaking. But anyway, I was part of this online community, and I knew for a while that it's not stellar, that it's not a good community, and there were a lot of people trying to pull lots of things, and usually I was the one calling them out and dealing with them, which should have been a sign all along. If there's only one person calling out the nonsense, that's not a good sign. Which, yeah, has I was also the only one behaving properly in this situation too. So what happened is we were all like talking, interacting. Suddenly somebody that we all knew like says something like a fumbled nonsense sentence, but there was two words that stuck out to me. There was dog and hit by car that he said, and made me like stop. What? And I was like, hey dude, are you like okay? What's happening? That was a weird thing to say. And I will point out that I was the only one trying to see what's going on with him. And other people started making jokes, pulling up memes and like, being rather cruel. And then he says that his actual dog in real life did get hit by a car and killed. And people continue to make jokes. And I was like, hey, can you not? His actual, like, this seems to have just happened. His dog got killed. Like, aren't you all like pet lovers? Don't you all have pets? Aren't you all animal lovers in here? And nope, they just continued making jokes. And he stormed off online, and a few people still made jokes. And I was like, can you bloody not? Can you understand that this situation is delicate and horrible and it's really fresh? And people just went on making jokes, and they, while still thinking that he was online. And I told them off once. you know I just basically told them that they're being very rude in not so polite terms. And somebody said, whilst thinking he's online, so this dude thought that he was saying this to his face, which is appalling. And pause the video now and take a drink. non-alcoholic. Or I don't know your life. You do whatever you need to do to brace yourself for what I'm about to say. This one dude said, maybe you shouldn't be bringing that in here. Like, I was like, I was actually sitting and thinking, am I reading this correctly? Because this is disgusting behavior. So you can't have any serious conversation whenever something happens. You're just supposed to be quiet. You can never, you can never say anything serious because, you know, I guess some people have the depth of a saucer, which isn't a good thing. Maybe you should have some depth, Stephen. Maybe you should broaden your horizons. Maybe you should stop having shallow relationship with people and maybe, you know, develop a personality, a character or something, and maybe some human decency as well. Some empathy would be also nice from you, Steve, or whatever your name was. Kyle, John, Poophead. Doesn't matter what his name was. He was you know, he was a big old something. And I told him off. And I told all of them off, and I haven't been back since. But I tried to DM the guy because, you know, I've lost a pet before, a dog, and I really felt for him. So I was like, hey, those people were horrible, you didn't deserve that, but if you ever need anything, I'm here. Do you have a Discord? Do you have a this? Do you have a that? Add me. We can chat. You know, and before I continue, I'm going to say that this dude, word for word, said, I'm your friend and I like you. Because sometimes I wasn't very well liked because, you know, I put people in their place. I don't suffer anybody's nonsense. If you're behaving, and I don't mean, oh, somebody's just a bit moody, somebody's just being like a bit of a troll. I mean serious things or something going on in there that nobody called out, so if I say I took it upon myself, that sounds a bit pretentious. No, I just don't like people when they're peopling. You know, you can just be chill and relaxed and decent to other humans. You don't have to do all sorts, you know. And so, yeah, a few times I was like, oh, those guys don't like me, blah blah blah. I know they do. And he was like, I'm your friend and I like you. Yeah. Yeah, so good thing I don't believe people when they say such things because it's usually not true. And I sent him this DM and I'm checking back a few days in a row, no response. And then like a week passes and I'm like, was he even online? You know, because if you have grief to deal with, maybe being in an online space isn't what you're going to, especially if that online space has been cruel. And no, he was online, literally at that point. When I clicked on his profile, he was currently online, which was like, oh, oh, okay. And I really had to sit back and be like, wow. So he went back to those people that made fun of him or something really horrendous, and you ghosted the one person that tried to be decent to you. Right, I see how it is. And I literally sat in my chair just like, and I was just like, I just said, wow, actually, somebody managed to hurt my feelings. It's not easy anymore to hurt my feelings. It takes a lot these days because a lot of people tried throughout the years. A lot of people, let's just say that I have a lot of experience with getting my feelings hurt, so it almost took me by surprise to realize that this guy managed to actually hurt my feelings, and I just sat there for 5 minutes processing having my feelings hurt after so long. And you know, and then I just concluded, listen, if you like toxic people, I'm not going to be in your way. Let me open the door for you. Let me hit you in the butt with the door if that's what you want. If you love toxic people, I'm not going to stand in your way, sweetie. You can go be with all the toxic people you want. I am going to remove myself and you live your worst life, dearie. Darling, live your worst life. I'm not going to stand in your way. Like, let me clear the way for you, because if that's what you want, those other people you want around you have all of my pseudo pretend fake blessings. All of the blessings, all of the fake blessings, all of them. Let me get out of your way. Live your worst life, girl. I'm not I'm not going to bother. So I thought a few times by DMing him again, like, thanks for ghosting me, random semi-creative insult, because sometimes you just have to get creative with insults, like, call somebody a third nipple, a rusty doorknob, or something, because, just calling somebody an idiot or a moron over and over and over loses its charm. So, yeah, I got ghosted by somebody I stood up for, which was wild to process. It was really interesting. Not that it never happened before, it was just, we're all adults with similar interests. Like, I guess it's impossible to make friends as an adult. And the moral of the story is that you do the right thing for yourself, because 9 out of 10 times the person won't be grateful, won't appreciate you. You are just giving yourself the right, well, the privilege of sleeping well at night, because you can go to bed and not feel guilty about anything, which maybe somebody else can't do. And if you get your feelings, people will always try to, and sometimes succeed to hurt your feelings. There's really always a flood of people who are out to hurt you. But that's on them. You're going to toughen up. It's not always going to bother you. And people are horrible. Trust as few as you possibly can. I know that we were all raised on friendship is magic and whatever nonsense, but that's not true in real life. Other people prey on other people. Everybody's trying to find your weakness to take advantage of, which is sad. Especially since this was an LGBTQ plus setting, which makes it really, really depressing to think that queer people don't have each other's backs as often as they should. I guess this is my Pride Month story. No, but people are always going to be able to hurt you or take advantage of you just because they think they can. There's often no real reason. Somebody just thinks they have a shot at, for a laugh. People try to hurt you for a laugh. Anyway, oh yeah, one more thing. I honestly, because this guy behaved the way that he behaved in the end, I started considering that he might have just told the dog got hit over by a car situation as a way to get some attention, and it backfired. But I've seen people get handled very brutally, very harshly before about serious topics, so this wasn't really a surprise. It was just the last straw for me, and I haven't been back in like a few weeks, and let me just be honest, I'm very lonely. And I figured that in the end I'm better off raw dogging my loneliness than being around these people. And I knew that I wasn't making friends. I knew that I wasn't doing anything besides filling a void with meaningless social interactions, as opposed to just sitting around playing games or bitching on Twitter or whatever it is that I do with my time. That's none of your business. My ears are clean. It was just an itch. So, I don't know. There's really no rock bottom with people. There's just always a new low they can sink to. But yeah, I guess the moral of the story is to do the right thing because it's the right thing and for yourself, and to toughen up because you have to, because it's not a dog eat dog world, it's a human eat human world. Yeah, if you have anybody decent around you, keep them close, but don't smother them. Nobody likes that. And, call out the dickheads in your life. Be brave. Happy Pride Month, I guess. Book a tarot reading. That's all until next time. Goodbye.